Hi, in this video I'm going to be talking about psychological erectile dysfunction, also known as ED. Psychological causes of erectile dysfunction are often frustrating for everyone, but when medical causes have been ruled out, then the psychological causes might be the culprit. We all know that there's a ton of information out there about the power of our mind. We know it can be an incredible superpower of sorts to get us through very difficult things or accomplishing incredible feats. But we also know that it can work the other way, and the power of the mind can be crippling. So with enough negative self-talk and self-doubt, we can sabotage ourselves to the point of not even being able to get out of bed in the morning. So I have a quote here from Henry Ford. It says, "Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right." So this applies to our sexuality as well. For men, this is called psychological erectile dysfunction. In this case, it's kind of like your brain is going to be your worst enemy, and it's going to require some work on your part, but it is treatable, and you don't have to suffer in silence. It's important to remember that you are in control of your own health, including sexual health, and this is something that can be overcome. It's important to know that you're not alone. So in 2007, there was a study done at Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, and that study reported that 18 million men in the United States have difficulties obtaining or maintaining an erection, and 20% of those cases are psychologically based each year. Now, underlying physical issues are the most likely source of erectile dysfunction, but they're not the only possible cause. So, for those who are otherwise healthy but finding it difficult to have or maintain erections, then the psychological ED should be considered. If you're able to have an erection while alone, or you have consistent morning erections, then having a discussion with your healthcare provider about psychological ED is going to be something to look into. It's important to note that any type of sexually traumatic experience has the potential to leave emotional and psychological scars that impact one's ability to participate in sexual activity. However, the causes of psychological ED that we're going to be discussing are typically related to general life experiences and the individual's perception of those experiences. Some of the most common causes of psychological erectile dysfunction, number one is going to be stress. So there are a variety of stressors that can cause impotence. Some examples are stress related to work, relationships, parenting, and taking on just too many things in general. That stress can be overwhelming, and then the stress causes feelings of anxiety, and the stress hormones that are released by the brain interrupt the signals to the penis to, one, allocate more blood to that area, and two, allow the blood to fill the space to cause an erection. One of the second most common causes of psychological erectile dysfunction is going to be depression. Anyone that is suffering from depression knows that it just sucks all the joy out of life. So that kind of makes sense that it would affect your desire to engage in sexual activity. If you aren't interested in sex because of depression, then your brain isn't even going to bother sending the excitatory signals to the penis, so there's not going to be any erection. The third cause is going to be generalized anxiety. So this may cause a person to be anxious about everything or only a few things. Regardless of the specific source of anxiety, the generalized anxiety can impact sexual desire and performance both. Some people struggle with performance anxiety. This is kind of like if a person is too self-conscious to perform or is too, quote unquote, in his own head, then the fear of failure can be the cause of the impotence. Relationship issues. So you may be ready and willing to engage in sexual activity, but if you're having major challenges within your relationship, your body might actually rebel. Another issue that people don't really talk about a lot is if you have a fear of impregnating your partner, especially if she wants children and you do not. This could lead to some psychological erectile dysfunction, or even kind of the flip side of things. Perhaps you've been trying to have children but have not yet been able to conceive. This extra pressure can be enough to cause erectile issues. And pornography addiction. So no judgment here, just something to be aware of. Pornography has the power to rewire our neural pathways, and then that can result in ED or erectile dysfunction. So the rewiring can dramatically change what sexually stimulates a person. So this means a variety of sexual situations presented in pornography can make your partner seem less desirable compared to what you have been seeing or watching. After a while, it could even result in zero sexual interest in your partner. So if you think that psychological causes are the reason for your erectile dysfunction, communication is going to be key. I know this is easier said than done, but being open with your partner is going to be imperative to overcoming the psychological erectile dysfunction. I know it feels like this is just your issue, but it definitely impacts your partner and your relationship as a whole. So once those underlying physical issues are ruled out, it could be very helpful to go ahead and speak with a professional, your healthcare practitioner, about psychological ED. We do have complimentary consultations. You could get in with one of our pelvic health specialists who can help guide you toward the solution that's right for you. If you're interested in doing that, you can go on over to our website, optimalivingtherapy.com, and there's going to be a consultation form you can fill out, and then our clinic director will contact you to schedule an appointment. Thank you.